husband, the kids, they're our biggest fans. You know, super supportive at home. You know, I can always bounce things off, you know, about the game, and my son is usually telling me what he thinks. He's giving me his feedback, and a lot of times he's right, you know, so it's kind of interesting talking to a 14-year-old about system things or what players are doing. And you know, he's been in the gym ever since he was born. I mean, 3 days old, and he was in here in a little bubble thing that we had on the side, and so he's been really a part of the program. And he's been able to see things and listen to things, and he's pretty perceptive. My name's Debbie Buchanan. I'm the head volleyball coach at the University of Idaho, and I've been here 16 years. I grew up in St. Mary's, so you know, population is like 2,500 people. My first little shot at volleyball, I went to a camp, 4th or 5th grade, and ended up loving it. Ended up being camp for the day. They gave me a 6-pack of Mountain Dew, and I was kind of hooked on it from there on. Just, you know, the teamwork, you know, it takes everybody out there, and I just loved the whole, I guess, everything about it. So I started playing. I think I knew I wanted to be a coach when I was in high school. I would go work camps with my coach, and he would like, all right, we're going to run this camp, and you're going to run a court by yourself, and you're going to demo. And I just really liked the aspects of the teaching side of things. Being a Division I coach and having a family, it's a challenge, you know, and unfortunately there's a lot of women who've gotten out of coaching because they think well, I can't do that, or it's too hard. One of the reasons I've stayed here is because we want to raise our kids in a college town, and I think if you're a Division I coach, and especially a female, you want to be involved. I didn't have kids to not be involved in their lives, so I'm still doing the planning of things, you know, going grocery shopping and, you know, helping out with the household chores and the cleaning and all that. When I'm in town, I try to cook dinner every night. And then when I'm on the road, my husband cooks dinner, obviously, and makes sure the kids are taken care of. My husband and I would kind of work out a deal that in the fall, when we're in the heart of season, kids are sick, he would try to take time off, and in the spring, I would take time off because we're out of season, you know, and telling the girls that there are times that I'm going to be here, I'm not going to miss practice, and then there's times that, you know, as a role model, you almost need to see that you can juggle things, and there are times that you're going to have to, you know, hey, I can't be there, I can't do both, I can't do everything. I think that was probably the hardest thing for me, though, is to delegate things to other people because I felt like I had to be at everything. But it's been worth it. I mean, having my kids grow up in the gym around women and watching their work ethic and, you know, how hard they work to make things happen. And I think it's really given them an appreciation of women and what they can do. And I think they have a different perspective by seeing some of the things that they've seen, you know, with my job.
Right here, right here, right here!
I think it really gets a lot busier in the spring when they're both in basketball, and usually, you know, my husband and I are splitting. You know, you come to work, you work all day, and he takes one to practice, I take the other to practice. When baseball starts, my husband coaches baseball, but we usually have to split. We have kids on 2 different teams, and you know, and I think the hardest thing is just missing their games, because I'll miss some for recruiting, some for camps, and then in the fall, my son's had 5 games and I've only made it to 1. So, you know, that's the hardest thing, is just you want to be at those things. I really try to get some family time. I think, you know, they're 14 and 11 now, and they're going to be gone before we know it. So really trying to make sure that we have that family vacation, that they have some downtime. So during my season, obviously it's a little hard, you know. So on Sundays, we usually try to find like family movie night or something on Sunday that we do together, even though we usually have dinner every night together. In the summertime, we take our 5th wheel to all the baseball tournaments and we camp out. And so it's kind of a fun, you know, family. We play cards and play cornhole and, you know, do some different things, but, you know, we definitely stay together. I don't think there's ever a plan. You know, when we started dating, when we got engaged, we got married, you know, I was an assistant coach, and then I had the chance to come back here. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie, when the kids were little. You know, originally when I had Austin, he was kind of a surprise. I was my first year as a head coach, you know, I just had finished my first season. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a baby on my second season, you know, and then we had the second one, and So he had a lot of responsibility with 2 young, an infant and a toddler, while I was on the road, and it was hard. It was hard on both of us. And, I think through those struggles we went through, though, we ended up coming out stronger on the end and, really figuring out what was important in our lives. And, I've always told my family, my kids, I'm like, if this is too much, me being gone, I'll quit. Like, they're the most important thing in my life. Like, this is a great opportunity for me, and I love what I do, and I get to mentor kids and make a difference. But, ultimately my family is the most important thing. And if I had to make a decision, I'd find something else to do, if it ever got too hard. So we've been able to juggle it. And, the kids, even when I tell them that, they're like, no, Mom, we don't want you to quit. We love it, And it's also, though, I think, the bonuses is what it's done for our kids, and just making them, I think, aware and appreciative of women and what they can do.